Alright. Dímelo, mi gente. ¿Cómo están? We are here doing a live stream. We're going to review the hospitality packages for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. Let me go ahead and move my webcam over here to the top left. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's see how many people join, or let's see how many of you are going to be interested, I should say, in purchasing the Club World Cup hospitality packages. Because quite frankly, I'm not so sure of some of these prices, to say the least. Okay, let me go ahead and quickly. Give me 1 second over here. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and just discuss these hospitality packages right off the bat. But first off, I did want to announce that I am going to be sponsoring a bracket challenge for the FIFA Club World Cup. So FIFA is allowing a bracket challenge to happen, which is very cool news to say the least. And so go ahead, do check it out. You can join my league itself. I have provided details on my Instagram and TikTok. So go ahead, join it if you would like to. So in that way, you can go ahead and have some fun and win some prizes. I am going to be giving away a grand prize package of $100 or more in order to go ahead and do this. Okay, so go ahead, do that. In the meantime, I had to quickly. No, do not want to log out of there. Okay, perfect. So go ahead, do check that out, and we'll go from there. Okay. So let me go ahead and just get into the hospitality packages here. So yes, FIFA is selling hospitality packages for the FIFA Club World Cup, which you might be thinking is a bit of a stretch, in the sense that for a lot of people, it is not going to make much economic sense. I mean, if you really think about it, is there going to be people that are going to be able to afford both this and the World Cup next summer? Don't know. I'm not really so sold on the idea that that is going to be possible for people. Okay, so let's go ahead and just quickly jump in. We'll review the hospitality packages. Let's see what we can get out of this, and we'll go from there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go live on TikTok separately here, so in that way folks can just go ahead and check me out here. But basically, I didn't want to do like a split screen because it was going to be just a little bit more complicated there in that respect. So, okay, let's jump right into this review. So, it's going to be Beyond Hospitality that is going to be providing the hospitality packages for the FIFA Club World Cup. It is not On Location, so I know it's a bit confusing. But if you do remember, Beyond Hospitality did provide the packages for Copa America, and so that at least there will be some sense of continuity there, at least in that respect. Okay, but if we go ahead and we check out the hospitality packages now. There's 6 different products, 3 different packages. I hope that will make sense to a lot of you as we review these products that they have. So let's go ahead to the products first, and then we're going to go down into the packages, because I know that was a little bit confusing for a lot of you when we were reviewing the 2026 on-location hospitality packages. So we want to make sure that we fully understand exactly what is being sold by Beyond Hospitality for the Club World Cup, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look over here at the products. So we're going to go from most stylish product to the least stylish product, okay? But at the end of the day, assume that these hospitality products are going to be all luxury, just different levels of luxury included. For those of you joining me on TikTok, thank you so much. I'm Travel Football Fan. Hi, how you folks doing? I am doing the review of the hospitality packages. If you want to see the full video, go ahead and join me live on my YouTube, okay? Over here on TikTok, I'm doing it separately just because the imaging would not really work. So go ahead and join me on YouTube if you want to see the full imaging there, or if you want to do a multicast, that'd be great as well. You can also submit your other questions here on the TikTok feed as well. And then again, for those of you joining me on YouTube, thank you so much for doing so. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow me on all the platforms as well. So in that way, you're up to date on the latest, because now it looks like every day we're getting little bits and pieces of news regarding the FIFA Club World Cup and the FIFA World Cup. All right. without much ado. So, the first product that we have here for the hospitality package for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup is called the Flagship Lounge. Just reading off the website here, it's the Apex official hospitality venue for the Club World Cup, offering the most luxurious shared commercial hospitality space available. Experience football in style in this elegant space with unrivaled service, sensational pitch views, and curated dining, starting from $1,605. So that means $1,605 per game. All right, it does include sales taxes at least. So, you know, at least that, right? At least they're not dropping some additional taxes there as well. So, what does this flagship lounge product include? Best positioned communal lounge in the stadium. All right, dedicated welcome desk and reception area, so you ain't dealing with the lines. That's kind of like the first aspect of these hospitality tickets. You're not dealing with lines. You're not dealing with people, being grumpy. They can't get in fast enough. Best located lower level padded seats on the halfway line. So you're right there en la mitad de la cancha. Okay, en la mitad de todo. You're going to be right there. 6-course gastronomical showcase featuring a la carte options, signature dishes, and live chef stations. Look, if you want to take your partner on probably their most expensive date ever, this will probably be it. Just saying. Fine selection of premium spirits, champagne, wine, beer, artisanal coffee, soft drinks, mocktails, and cocktails. Welcome drink on arrival, even though there's a little asterisk. What does that mean? Beverage service in all venues and across all products will be subject to local alcohol laws. I don't think any of those states where we're playing the FIFA Club World Cup is going to have any issues. Of course, you got to be 21 and over. So if you're under 21, I really don't see the point of you getting a hospitality package if you're 21 and under. Because the whole point of the hospitality package is to kind of drink, not get, really deadbeat drunk, but yeah, enjoy some of the fine drinks that you're paying for. So if you're 18, 19, 20, I wouldn't recommend you purchasing the hospitality package. Of course, 21 and over, as always, drink responsibly, right? Cool. So service before the match, during halftime, and after the match. So that means you're not having to rush right afterwards, after the game to go home. You can stay there. You can continue to enjoy some additional drinks, some additional food. So that's actually quite a nice perk right there. Reserve tables for groups of 8 or more, subject to availability. So look, the whole point of these types of packages is to come with friends and fam. I mean, unless you want to go by yourself, that's all. No judging here. But you definitely want to go ahead and make this an experience in and of itself. Over here on TikTok, so excited for Real Madrid at Hard Rock. I mean, look, that is gonna be a vibe. Hard Rock is a pretty nice stadium in of itself, and I believe they do have some very nice hospitality spaces there. So, if this is something that you're really interested in, go ahead and check it out. Parking available on request, and then an exceptional commemorative gift. I wouldn't have any clue whatsoever what that gift would be. But that parking might be clutch as well because, again, this is for the Club World Cup. I'm not sure that they're going to set up the same perimeters as they would for the World Cup, which is kind of interesting after, especially what happened with Copa America. So let's see what happens there. It says here, just in general, hospitality areas open 2 hours before kickoff and close 1 hour after the final whistle. So you basically have 1 hour afterwards. So how do you get parking? Well, for the hospitality packages, that would be included. I don't know how you're going to get parking elsewhere, but we'll leave that for, for a subject for another live. Okay. So then for the opening, the semifinal, and the final, the hospitality areas will open 3 hours before kickoff and close 2 hours afterwards. So look, if you could put a money value to that, go right ahead and do so, right? Everyone's valuations of these packages are going to be different. But like I said, the flagship lounge is going to be worth $1,605, including sales tax. Again, it depends on the game itself, right? This isn't a flat price for all of these games, as you're going to see in a bit. So again, this is the flagship product. Now, we're going to go into the private suite. This one is definitely a lot higher. Prices range from $29,211 per suite, including the sales taxes, again, depending on the package you select. So, I'm going to assume this one's definitely, this better be like for a group of people though, because you're not going to get the suite for yourself, right? Let's see here. So, exclusive use of a luxury suite, dedicated welcome area for private suite customers, direct access to stadium seats located in front of the suite, Pitch views are dependent on the suite location, so you might not get that halfway view, but you're going to get direct access to that, okay? Time to impress. First date with this package? Jeez. Yeah, you better make sure you have some extra money afterwards, fam. All right, exclusive dining experience, curated 5-course menu, and it says a selection of complimentary dishes. So, look, you're just going to get wine and dine here, all right? Soft drinks, beers, select wines, premium spirits, as well as a selection of welcome drinks, service before, during, and after the matches. And then parking is subject to availability and exclusive commemorative gift. I'm going to watch Porto Palmeiras. Very excited. I hope the experience will be good. Good. Are you going to be doing that during hospitality? Let me know. Let me know if you're doing that with hospitality. Okay. Let's see. Thank you so much, everyone joining on TikTok as well. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So again, same aspect here. Now, what I'm confused about this one here for the private suite, I'm assuming there has to be a number of people involved in this because you're not going to be. I mean, again, unless you have that money to just buy yourself your own suite, go right ahead, right? But I would assume it depends on the stadium how many people you could put in that suite. So that's where you're doing the math of, let's just say basically 30K, right? If you have 10 people, that's $3,000 per person for that one game, right? That's how I would look at it. It's basically $3,000 per person per game if it's a suite of 10 people, right? More or less. So I'm assuming this is going to be based on, the size of the suite itself, okay? Okay. Will I be going to the Club World Cup? There's some matches here in DC I've not purchased any tickets for yet. I probably will go to one of those games, but that's really about it. Unless I'm offered some opportunities to work some of these games in regards to doing collaborative content or showing fans how to do different types of travel. Then be happy to consider those options. But for now, I haven't even purchased any tickets yet, so that's how much I'm kind of not really focusing on the Club World Cup. But we'll see what happens. And yes, tickets are already on sale for the Club World Cup. What we're doing right now is we are reviewing the hospitality packages. I'm doing a live stream right now on YouTube for those of you on TikTok. So go ahead and join me on YouTube if you want to see the image, or if you want to go ahead and check this video out afterwards. It is going to be posted on its own separate playlist along with the review that I did of the hospitality packages for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which is from 2 separate companies. So Beyond Hospitality is doing the Club World Cup. On Location is doing the World Cup. So a little bit confusing there, but hopefully we get that squared away. Okay. Moving on to the next product here, the shared suite. So prices will range from $535 per seat, including sales tax. So this will now then be a shared use of a luxury suite. There's a dedicated welcome area for suite customers. So again, you're not dealing with people at the lines. You're having your own entry. Let's see here. Direct access to stadium seats directly located in front of the suite. Pitch views are dependent on the suite location, so of course that's going to be dependent on the stadium. So it's really a good idea here, just as a side tip, to look at the stadium that you're looking to do this particular game at, where you are considering hospitality, and check out the views of the suites. Might be even helpful to go to the stadium itself if you live in that city, and go check them out with a private tour, right? Because some of these stadiums do offer tours, to see if you're going to like that experience or not. Or if you're going to go ahead and book it with Beyond Hospitality, ask Beyond Hospitality for pictures or video of the view that you would get from that specific suite. So in that way, you're not, surprised when you get there, right? And you're like, oh man, this view stinks, right? So just make sure you do your due diligence. Do all your research, right, in regards to what you're purchasing before, you go ahead and drop this amount of money. Okay. Deli-style menu, including hot dishes, salads, and famous local eats. So this is going to be a little bit, less fancy, definitely less fancy than that of the flagship lounge or the private suite. Wine, beer, and soft drinks. So you're not getting the Hennessy over here. You're just getting the wine and beer. Service before the match, during halftime, and after the match, which I still think is pretty cool. And then you will select the commemorative gifts. So this price of $535 per seat, and I'm guessing this is going to depend on the game, to me, seems like a much more elevated MLS suite experience, right? And right now we're reviewing the shared suite, so it might align. It might make some sense there. I mean, again, that's still $535. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable enough to drop $535 for one of these games like that. But if you're already going to one of these games, or actually rather you're considering going to one of these games, and you want to really treat yourself, this isn't bad. Again, I would say it depends on the stadium for sure, right? Depends on the stadium. The value that you're going to get out of this, right? Because here, for example, with this shared suite, you don't get parking. So that's kind of a bummer. I think if you would have added the parking, I think a lot of fans might have considered it. Because if you think about it, right, if you start breaking down the costs that you're going to have a game day, parking's easily going to be at least $50. At least, right? And that depends on the location. Concessions, I mean, might be another $50, might be $100. And that's going to be, let's say, maybe not the best hot dog you've had. And it's going to be a big soda. So, you start adding those numbers together, right? You add the seat. Maybe you want a much more, maybe you don't want to be out there in the sun, right? Depending on the seat that you get. And that's where you start making the math and you're like, okay, maybe I do drop those $500 and have myself a much better experience, right? Jetsy over here. I'm putting my money into the World Cup, not Club World Cup. I just got off a call with a rep from the hospitality package for 2026 allocation. There's a big range between them. Yeah, there is. Yes, there is. And we did review those hospitality packages for 2026 in my other YouTube video. I'm going to make a playlist of both of these videos so that way folks can see it. But yeah, that's the thing, right? I'm pretty sure that these two companies are really overpricing these products. But having said that, it really comes down to you, right? Because when a lot of people ask me, hey, should I do this? It's like, well, I don't know how much money you have, right? Okay, here we go. So this is actually kind of important here for the shared suite. Please note the package does not include alcoholic beverages at MetLife in adherence to local alcohol laws. Wait, is New Jersey dry? New Jersey's not a dry state. Well, that's interesting. Okay. So you probably don't want to do the shared suite at MetLife. That's why it's important to read the fine print, folks. It's really super important because you could have easily been you could have easily been surprised by that. Okay. All right, folks. Joining me here on TikTok, we're reviewing the hospitality packages for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. If you want to go ahead and see it, you can go ahead and check it out on YouTube right now. I'm getting questions here about resale tickets. Well, yeah, at this point, because the tickets are already on sale via Ticketmaster, yes, it might be to your advantage to check out some of these other third-party sites for the Club World Cup, not the World Cup. World Cup, there are no tickets on sale right now by nobody, so it makes no sense to get it through those third-party vendors. But for the Club World Cup, sure, do your due diligence, shop around the various third-party platforms. Just be mindful that a lot of these platforms, they need to give you your ticket, I think within 24 hours of the match. So just be careful there. Just saying. All right. Any questions from the YouTube land? Nope. Okay, good. All right, we're ready to proceed from here. Okay, so Premier Lounge. This ranges from $772.50, so there better be some parking here. Sophisticated lounge offering stylish shared hospitality in the stadium and a welcome desk. Okay. I see shrimp over here, so that means we're not getting deli style. We're getting shrimp. All right, shrimp cocktails, folks. Premium seating offering superior comfort and excellent views. Trendy 4-course menu. All right, including chef-curated local specialties and a range of international dishes. Spirits. Okay, so we do get that liquor. That's important. Wine, beer, and soft drinks. All right, dale. Service before the match, during halftime, subject to lounge accessibility, and after the match. So that's going to be, we're going to have to read some of that fine print right there. Again, it looks like MetLife Stadium. That's interesting. Looks like MetLife Stadium is putting some of these blocks on the alcohol. I wasn't aware that New Jersey was a dry state. I don't know. If anyone's from New Jersey, please comment. Let me know in comment. I'm trying to go for the World Cup here in LA. Dale. World Cup tickets selling on Ticketmaster? No, they're not selling on Ticketmaster. As far as we know, World Cup tickets not selling through Ticketmaster, as far as we know. All right, but again, folks, we're reviewing the hospitality packages, so please, any questions regarding hospitality for Club World Cup, please let me know. All right, so it looks like MetLife is really the stadium not to get hospitality. That's what it looks like, because that's bad considering the final will be held there. Yeah, for the Club World Cup, that's really bad. You're really right about that. It says here, please note the package does not include alcoholic beverages at MetLife. Alcoholic beverages can be purchased on site. Okay. But why is the alcohol not included with the package? And see, like the question like this, is hospitality worth it for the Rose Bowl? Again, that's going to depend on price. We're reviewing the products. We're going to get to some of those prices in a bit. So yeah, it really does seem like MetLife is a bummer when it comes to hospitality. All right, Club Plus. We got 2 more products, and then we're going to go through the packages. So Club Plus range from $500, including sales tax. So this is going to be a shared hospitality within the stadium. You still get the welcome desk. That's good. Stadium seating in a preferred location with a fantastic view. All right, again, that's going to be subject per the stadium. So I will check with the stadium views to see what happens. Deli-style menu, including hot dishes, salads, and famous local eats. All right, wine, beer, soft drinks. Service before, during halftime, maybe, and after the match, and then a commemorative gift. Okay. No parking. No parking. That's kind of a bummer right there. All right, and then let's look at the club seats. So this is going to be $386.25. So I think this definitely aligns with what at least my wife and I had season ticket holders with DC United back in 2018, 2019. This kind of seems to be that. Climate-controlled indoor lounge within the stadium. Yeah, so like, for example, for DC United, if for those of y'all that, are going to watch this are from DC, you probably are aware of it. That's like, what's that called? The Eagle Bank Club Lounge, I think it's called. That's probably what these tickets are going to be here. Club seats in a preferred location. Yeah, and it does have a good view. I will say that. At least with Audi Field, the club seats, they are a pretty nice view. I will give them that. Use your hospitality voucher in stadium for a choice of upscale food and beverage options. Okay. Complimentary welcome drink. Use of hospitality vouchers for a variety of beer, wine, and soft drink. That's not surprising to me. Premium concessions available throughout the match. Yeah, and a commemorative gift. Okay. So, yeah, that kind of tracks. $386 for club seats. That kind of tracks. DC United it's probably like $275 a seat. At least when I was doing that a couple of years ago. It might be a little bit more expensive now. But the price does track. Okay? I'm not saying whether it's cheap or not. I'm just saying the price does kind of make some sense here. All right? Okay. Quick reset here. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We're reviewing the hospitality packages for the FIFA Club World Cup 2025. For those of y'all on TikTok, the full video will be available on my YouTube. So go ahead and check it out after the live ends. So that way you can go ahead and view the different packages because we're reviewing it from the FIFA Club World Cup website. For those of you on YouTube, thank you so much for joining me. Again, folks, make sure that you're subscribed to all my socials. Make sure you subscribe to that newsletter too because we're looking to not only increase the number of folks that are on that newsletter, but that's where I share additional stories on the FIFA World Cup, on the FIFA Club World Cup that I don't do videos on, quite frankly, because I don't have the time to create all of that content. Maybe there are also smaller stories that maybe might not get a lot of views. So please do keep checking them out, okay? Subscribe to all my channels, and we'll take it from there. So again, those are YouTube. Thank you so much for joining at this time. So we already reviewed the hospitality products. Again, for review, that's the flagship lounge, private suite, shared suite, premier lounge, club plus, club seats. 6 different hospitality products. Now let's take a look at the packages. All right. So there are single match packages. Okay, so this is good. They don't have this available for the World Cup tickets, at least right now. So this is good. So let's take a look. All right. We're already seeing some high prices here. So for single match, Al Ahly versus Inter Miami, the opening match, $829.25. And that would be for the club seats. So that's the lowest product, right? If I'm not mistaken, that would be the lowest product. Yeah, club seats, $829. So I don't know if I would do that. But they do at least show you the map, which is pretty cool. This is cool. Okay, they do show you the map of where you can get this. Premier Lounge, $1,096. Oof. What about the flagship lounge? How much is that? $1,600 for the opening match of the FIFA Club World Cup. Hey, how do you think they're going to finance this $1 billion prize pool, fam? This is how they're doing it. Adrian, $4.99 World Cup package equals an Amtrak USA Rail Pass. Includes visits to 11 host cities plus 10 nights in coach seat with shower. Hey, that's a man. That's a man right there that knows his Amtrak travel. That's a fact. That's a fact. I've been to the Qatar World Cup. I flew. So quick, there was a question on TikTok right here before we continue here. So yes, I've been to the Qatar World Cup. I flew business class on Emirates. Only paid $1,000. I used 200 about what was it like 250,000 miles, I believe it was, plus $1,000 to fly business class round trip to Dubai. 11 of the 15 hotel nights that we stayed during our trip were free because we had our hotel points. So pretty much that's how I was able to enjoy the World Cup on a trip valued at $20,000 for only $5,000. So pretty cool stuff there. No, I haven't seen any. At least I've not seen any Inter Miami games in person. But yes, I have seen this whole situation with Messi not playing. I can only imagine the uproar if you were to buy one of these packages and Messi does not play. Like, I would get it. Maybe this is also a bit of a trepidation that if you're really wanting to go to one of these Inter Miami games and you're looking to buy hospitality, that's tough, man. I don't know if there's like like a Messi insurance that if Messi doesn't play, like I would at least get some of my money back. They probably should do that because it is getting to the point where Inter Miami does need to be a little bit more open about, hey, Messi's not going to play today, but like announce that like 3 days at least, something like that. All right. For these, let's get back to the packages. So for these single match packages, it looks like the price of these games are dependent on who's playing. So for example, Flamengo versus Esperance Sportive de Tunis is for $393.75 for the club seat. Which, I mean, is it that bad? $400? Maybe not. And again, it really does depend on the game, right? I'm trying to find the deals here. So Pachuca versus Salzburg, $386.25 at TQL Stadium. What's that? Cincinnati, I believe. I believe that's Cincinnati. So that might be a good deal right there. What about PSG Botafogo at the Rose Bowl? I don't know about the Rose Bowl though. I've not been to the Rose Bowl. Inter Miami. Oh, here we go. This is an interesting one actually. Inter Miami Porto for $408, and that's a club seat. C109. Let's see here. Let's click on this C109. What's C109 here? I'm like zooming in into my laptop here. That might not be the worst priced club seat. I don't know. But again, it depends on all these additional things, right? You're going to really have to take advantage of all the food options they give you. Like, stuff your plate. Go back to your seat. Go back with a huge mountain of nachos or something. Because, again, you are paying a very big price for this. You want to make sure that you get the most out of this hospitality package. Maybe it might be worth it, even though Mercedes-Benz does have a pretty good concession stand and pricing, so maybe not for the 400, but maybe. And again, I'm not selling any of these packages for Beyond Hospitality, by the way. I'm giving a really, unbiased review here of these packages, just in case if you thought I was kind of pushing Beyond Hospitality packages here. Mamelodi Sundowns versus Borussia Dortmund, again at TQL Stadium in Cincinnati for $386. I mean, maybe. If you're a big Borussia Dortmund fan, I probably wouldn't do Premier Lounge, just $772, but maybe the club seat, $386, maybe. Fluminense versus Ulsan, $399.84. I'm looking for anything under $400. Juventus versus Wydad for $393.75. Okay, that might be another one there. I can't be World Stadium Orlando because it's so freaking hot. I mean, it's still going to be hot outside, though. 4-1-25. Club Leon Flamengo. Esperance de Tunis versus Chelsea, $393.75. Okay. So it looks like a lot of the Cincinnati games are going to be the cheapest club seats for the Club World Cup. I was at the Houston Dynamo versus Miami, and Messi decided to rest this game because the backlash was crazy. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. And Houston had to basically give another game for free, which I think they should have just done, period. I think that's your Messi insurance. If Messi doesn't come and play at your game, here's an extra game to for a future game. They, quite frankly, don't lose anything doing that, to be completely honest. Do you think Inter Miami deserved the spot? Look, we got it. I don't want to hear any more fights about it, all right? At this point, who cares? Miami's in. It is what it is, fam. Wait, you're telling me none of these DC United games are under $500? Wow. No, no. Look, I'm not doing We Die versus Alliant for $530 Club C. Oh, because it's Club Plus. They consider that Club Plus. Wow. And that's at the FanDuel Club Lounge. Nah. What? Oh, wow. They consider the East Club Lounge the premier. Wow. No way. Hey, Audi feels tripping here. Audi feel legit is tripping. I'm sorry. I would have thought those tickets would have been under $400. Look at this. Salzburg versus Al Hilal, $636. Neymar's not at Al Hilal anymore. That price should reflect the fact that Neymar is no longer at Al Hilal. You know? When are Gold Cup tickets coming out? Maybe April. That's purely guessing because there's no information on that. Yeah. Okay, no. I will not do hospitality for Audi Field. That is for sure. I'd rather look, pay attention to this. I'd rather go to Lincoln Financial, do the club seat for Juventus versus Wydad, and the train ticket's probably gonna cost me less than $100 go to Lincoln Financial. These are the types of things you gotta start thinking about, fam. Use the Club World Cup as a good practice exercise for this. All right. 3 months till kicks off. Who do we got winning? Well, I do have a bracket challenge for the FIFA Club World Cup. Go ahead and sign up. And you know, if you win the bracket challenge against me, you get a special prize worth $100. So, you know, go ahead and sign up for the bracket challenge. I have Bayern Munich winning this tournament. Harry Kane's gonna get his trophy. All right. So it looks like the pricing here, I think, is a bit high for the single match. A couple of deals maybe under the 400 price range, but nothing I would say that really catches my mind. I really do think that if they would have priced this just $100 less, I think it would have a lot more fans interested. Just $100 less, you would have a lot more people interested. I don't understand, you know, it's almost kind of tone deaf in some respects. That you have, you know, read the room in terms of the economy, in terms of, you know, who's in charge right now. You got to understand that people, and look at your calendar. With the World Cup tickets going on until September, you got to understand that people are probably not going to bite on this product if they're saving for the next tournament. So they should have really have reduced these prices. Even $100 less, I think you would have had a lot more people interested in going for the Club World Cup. All right, let's take a look at the last two packages, the venue series. See, stadiums are going to be empty for the Club World Cup and Gold Cup. That's what I'm thinking, just because of the need to save money for the rest. And here we go. TikTok, you're not seeing the prices right now, but YouTube, give me your immediate reaction when you're seeing these prices. TikTok, comment how much you think a venue series package is costing. YouTube, go ahead and comment. I'm on YouTube right now. That's right. That's right. Bro, what time is on YouTube? If you see me in person, because I do live in Northern Virginia, if you see me in person, fam, just approach me and you know, just approach me and just say hi. You know, you don't have to be afraid of me. I'm not a bad person here. 80K, 2,500. Let's see how much. How much more? Drop some additional numbers. 80K. Yeah, no worries. Okay. So the cheapest package, okay, is $31,458 for Club World Cup, for the venue series package at the Inter & Co Stadium, and that's for 2 games at the private suite. 10 seats plus 4 bar stools. Yeah, I was way off. Yep. Wow. Yeah, look. Why they do DC dirty with these Club World Cup games? Well, because, DC's out of field, so that's not going to really, really try to attract a lot of people, though, in that respect. Yeah, this is expensive. The most expensive package here you have is the venue series for New York, New Jersey, which is kind of not a surprise. But I must ask, I must ask, not I wasn't asking Musk, I must ask, who has $443,346.75 to drop on a venue series package for New York, New Jersey? Granted, it has the final, but who has $443,346.75 to drop? I just mentioned the least expensive was Orlando private suite 2 games, $31,500. But for New York, $443,346.75 for the private suite, 18 seats plus 4 bar stools. So you better get 22 people and divide that number. That's the only way you're doing that. Only way you're doing that. Okay? These are expensive. Say the least. And then finally, the final round series. These are not on sale yet. This will be for the 2 semifinals and the final. All of those games will be in New York. Okay? And so, I'm assuming, just looking at the venue series package, I would have to assume this package for the final round series, minimum $50,000. No, scratch that. It's probably going to be 150, 200,000 because I forgot. There's 3 games. It makes sense why New York, New Jersey is expensive just because it is hosting most of the majority of the games. And they do have both semifinals and the final, but still. I think this package for the final round series, yeah, probably like 150. 150K. 150,000. So, mi gente, that is the review of the hospitality packages for the FIFA Club World Cup. Quite frankly, there might be a few deals in the single match packages. Okay? And again, these are being sold by Beyond Hospitality, so I'm not sure about the prices dropping. They might, if they see that people don't bite on this, on the current prices that they have, they might drop. Okay? I cannot say for certain whether they will or not. The regular seat prices, yes, I could see that dropping over time. That is true. I could see the tickets, the regular tickets for this tournament dropping in price as we get closer and as people see that no one's really biting on these. Like, for example, if the Al Hilal game here in DC does not drop in price, I would be very surprised. Because I think by that point, people will realize, oh, wait a minute, Neymar's not in this team anymore, so this ticket has become cheaper. Or rather, it has lost its value, right? But for these packages, I don't know how Beyond Hospitality is going to do this. Because if you remember with the World Cup, On Location increased the price of their cheapest, or not cheapest, let me rephrase, of their lowest tier hospitality product by 60%. They increased it for the Mexico games, which was insane for me. It was insane for me to see that. So, I'm not so sure what's going to happen here with this, to be completely honest, okay? If Beyond Hospitality is watching this video, I would say my recommendation, just as a individual that's been tracking and helping fans, saving money, how to manage their money for these tournaments, my advice would be to drop these prices at least by $100, but I would definitely drop them even more than $100. And I'm sure in the comments people will say, no, you should drop it more and more. Listen, I get that this is a business, but I just don't think you're going to get people in the door for some of these games at these prices that you have them in. I just do not see it. Okay? Especially if the economy is going to go through some issues later on into the summer. But also, not regardless of the economic things, regardless of anything that's happening out there, just look at the calendar of events, right? You have the Club World Cup happening June, July, and then you have the sale of the World Cup tickets happening in September of 2025. It just makes no sense for people. People are going to rationally look at this and say, well, I'm not going to spend money on the Club World Cup because the World Cup is right around the corner. So I would drop these prices beyond hospitality if I were you, as a recommendation. You might get more people interested in buying the single game. I do like this idea. And we go from there. Alcohol going to be $25 a shot. True, which is why I'm also telling a lot of y'all folks to do your math, right? Because if, say, for example, you at Audi Field, right? Because I've been to Audi Field. If you're going to be drinking, right? Not drunk drinking, right? But you gotta have your drink. If you know that for example, the alcohol, a beer or an alcoholic drink is gonna be $18 to $25, and you say, well, you know what, I want to enjoy myself. I'm gonna have 4 of those drinks. You know that's $100 already at most. So that's where you start plugging in that math into these packages, and you realize, okay, if I'm gonna drink $100 worth of alcohol, I'm gonna have some good food, right? I want to have that seat, and the seat and everything is a subjective value to you, right? All those things add up to that number. If that number matches what you're seeing here on the screen with the single game hospitality packages, go right ahead, right? But if you don't, then that's where you have to make that decision for yourself. So that's what I'm saying. For Beyond Hospitality, my recommendation: drop these prices at least $100. You might get more people to be interested in dropping a nice, cool experience for one of these games. Because that's what's gonna probably happen. People are just want to go to one of these games, because the supporters are gonna be going for the supporters tickets. They're gonna sit on the supporter side. I don't really see it happening that they're gonna be coming to these types of products. Your comments, folks. Your comments. We'll go for another 15 minutes or so, and then we'll wrap up this video here. As a soccer fan, I love because some of these matches caught my attention, but I definitely have overlooked Club World Cup because my money's going towards 2026. So, as I was mentioning before, folks are preparing for the World Cup as opposed for the Club World Cup. I just want to go to the inauguration of the Club World Cup or the World Cup. Edgar, let me know. And folks on TikTok, thank you so much for all the follows right here. Again, thank you for the likes. Tap the screen in front of you just to get to 1,000 likes before we end the live today. These games should be free. Well, no, I mean, at the end of the day, it is a business at the end of the day for the World Cup. Gotcha. I'd be interested at a cheaper price point. So that's what I'm saying. Beyond Hospitality, if you're watching this, fans are basically saying this needs to be cheaper. Okay? They might be interested in a hospitality package for one game, at least $100 less. Which for many of these games, for a lot of these games, that might be just a 15% discount. That's really what we're looking at. $100 could represent about a 15% discount on these hospitality packages. Maybe Beyond Hospitality needs to give me a special code, and I get to give the code to some of y'all, and then that's how y'all gonna purchase some of these packages. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. By no means do I expect it to be cheap, but I like the guarantee on my seat and experience. So I'm contemplating for sure now that I heard the price packages. Too bad they don't have info for a second games. Well, that's for the World Cup, of course. But yeah, the whole point is, this is the math, okay? I like to show these products to all of you because even if this wasn't in your plans to purchase hospitality, I still want to, at least for those of you that are interested, hey, you got the information, but I at least still want to maybe plant the seed for you that maybe one day in your life you get to enjoy a hospitality game at one of these major tournaments. Because you know what? Why not? We should be in those spaces. As soccer fans, as Latino soccer fans, as minority soccer fans, whatever, however you want to call ourselves. I do think it's important for us to stand out and be in these spaces as well, and enjoy, these types of matches in this type of style. At least for one of these games. So yeah, questions, folks. I'm gonna take questions for the next 15 minutes. Again, related to the Club World Cup hospitality packages, but happy to discuss other topics here as well, regarding hospitality, regarding tickets, just in general. But again, You can find pricing and information regarding the hospitality packages for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup on this website here, FIFA Club World Cup 25.hospitality.fifa.com. You can also go ahead and reach out to Beyond Hospitality for more information and pricing regarding the tickets. So that is that. World Cup qualifying games this month. Yes, we got World Cup qualifying happening all over the world this month. So I think some of these games will happen later on next week. So that's gonna be pretty fascinating to see there. But yes, folks, type in your questions in the chat, and we'll see what else we can discuss here. But yeah, I would have maybe have considered a hospitality package for Audi Field, but not at $500. $350, maybe the tops I would have paid for that. Maybe $350, but not at $500. I think that's a little bit too much. How much is the hospitality for Madrid Salzburg? All right, well let's take a look at that actually. We can look at the single game. Madrid Salzburg is what game? Do you have the number of the game? I'm just gonna have to look at it through here. Madrid Salzburg. Now I got Pachuca Salzburg. Madrid. Is that match number? Match number 3. I don't know they play that quick. No, it's not match number 3. Unless I don't see Real. You know what? Hey, I didn't notice that. No, they have Real Madrid. My bad. Real Madrid Al Hilal. Oh, it's the third match of the group, you mean? Okay, my bad. Yeah, third game. Yeah. Let's take a look here. Real Madrid, where are you at? Real Madrid Salzburg, Lincoln Financial Field for $761.25 for the club seats. Seating block 120 or C21. No, C21 is $761. C22, same price, and same for C23 before section 120. Oh no, they're all the same price. So club seats, Real Madrid FC Salzburg at Lincoln Financial Field for $761.25. So yeah. that's where we're at for the Real Madrid game. At Lincoln Financial Field. Damn, yep. Yep, it is going to be quite expensive to say the least. To say the least. So, I mean, but again, in a way, I expect it to be an elevated price because it is, at the end of the day, hospitality. But I think even if you offered this ticket at a 15% discount, I think you might have more Real Madrid fans biting at these prices. I really do think you see that. As I am reading on the hospitality single games, some do not include alcoholic beverages or are subject to change depending on venue laws. Yes, Alejandro, that's correct. That's why you got to do your research. That's why when you're considering buying a hospitality package, either for Club World Cup or World Cup, you want to make sure that you have a list of questions for the customer service agent of either Beyond Hospitality or On Location when you're on the phone with them. Don't just right away start swiping, the credit card and be like, yeah, I want that package, boom, that's it. Because like I pointed out in the video on multiple occasions on the live today, MetLife Stadium seems to have this very weird rule about not including the alcohol in the hospitality package. You have to purchase the alcohol separately. I was not aware that New Jersey had any sort of laws regulating the sale of alcohol. I'm really surprised at that. So that's why, Alejandro, you got to make sure that when you're, asking your customer service representative, hey, what's the situation with alcohol? What's this? Ask all the questions because you're going to drop big money on this purchase. Even if it's just for one game, you got to get the treatment back in return. You got to get all the information at the game. You got to be treated like, hey, I bought club tickets, fam. Like, yeah, treat me like I bought club tickets. So, yeah, you got to do all your research in that regard. Hospitality for World Cup is not out yet, right? No, it is out right now. They've been talking a lot to season ticket holders. Reach out to On Location and see if you can get, a representative on the line and discuss options there. Most likely buy these tickets are then the countries that have a big population of the US, but most likely not qualify these tickets. I mean, the Club World Cup, but because they don't qualify for the World Cup. I mean, yes or no, it just really does depend on, who wants to purchase these types of tickets. Maybe if you're a big Messi fan, you just want to have the one game Messi experience, go for it. Look, that's why when I present this information to y'all, I am honest about the pricing. It is expensive. Sure. But for many of you, that price is worth it. And I'm not here to judge your particular purchase. I can give you recommendations on how to afford such tickets, right? Making sure that you don't, go into debt going for a hospitality package. That I don't recommend, right? But at the end of the day, you place a value on going to these games, right? I'm just trying to encourage y'all to do it responsibly, right? Again, not going into financial debt, not doing any illicit activities to get money to go to said games, those types of things, right? Because at the end of the day, I really strongly believe in the idea that we should all try to attempt to go to a hospitality match or be in these nice espacios de lujo at least once in our lifetime, right? Or at least a couple of times in our lifetime. Yeah, new to your content, but I like what I heard, and since I'm interested in attending the World Cup, I'll find the right video on making this purchase. Yeah, I'm gonna put both of these videos as a playlist, both the review of the hospitality for Club World Cup and World Cup in one playlist, so that way you can go ahead and do that. Okay. All right. Any other final questions here? I'm happy to answer any additional questions here, or happy to end the live right now as it is. But again, the hospitality packages for the FIFA Club World Cup 2025 are on sale right now with Beyond Hospitality. Go ahead and visit their website, FIFA Club World Cup 25.hospitality.fifa.com. And we'll go from there. I might go, not for hospitality, for one of these games here in DC at Audi Field for the Club World Cup. If I do, I will announce this, and that way, folks, if you want to meet up, before the game, we can go ahead and meet up at a bar or whatnot before, and then, go on over to Audi Field. Just want to say, legit, you're the best. Hey, thanks, JJ. Appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words. Hospitality and ticket package is not the same thing, right? I wanted to get a 3-game package. Well, again, Ed, be mindful, right? When we're talking about here hospitality, when I talk about the single game packages, yes, all of this is in the context of hospitality alone. That's it. Do they release exclusive tickets for supporters groups of nations for the World Cup? Later, probably. Not enough information right now about that. Do you know where the 2026 World Cup will be? Yeah, it'll be here in the U.S., Mexico, Canada. I'm going to Madrid, Salzburg with no hospitality since it's only 40 minutes. All right. Go ahead. Sounds good. Besides, September 2025, is there a definitive date when the process starts? No. No definitive date for when the tickets will go on sale for the World Cup in September. I'll be at Chelsea versus Leon and Miami versus Porto. Dale, Rome. Good stuff. Enjoy those games, fam. How good are my chances to get the inaugural tickets for the World Cup? Same as everyone else is on this world, fam. Same as everyone else on this world. Any number I give you is going to be an empty prediction. I'm going to Madrid, Salzburg, June 26th. Dale. Well, I hope many of y'all do meet up when you're going to these games. Is the only way that you give advice on how to buy through these videos lives this upcoming World Cup November 1st? Well, at least I do these types of videos as a live because at least I get to walk through the website. And then I'm able to answer questions, which is a pretty fun way of doing these types of videos. Sometimes when you're doing it by yourself, you kind of get bored or, you just kind of maybe get a little too technical. Whereas here, we do it live, we look through the prices, we give the initial reaction. And that way folks see that I'm actually giving genuine reactions to the prices or, to whatever I'm reviewing. So again, I'll put this in a playlist on YouTube that'll be very easy for you to spot and you'll be able to see, what the two videos will be. Am I going to United Inter Miami? No. I live in the Washington D.C. area, so I'm actually don't live in Miami. I think a lot of people thought I live in Miami, which is fine. I mean, I'm from Miami, but no, I actually live in the Washington D.C. area. So yeah. Do they sell tickets by host city? This is a World Cup question. We don't know yet. We don't know if they will do that. So yeah. A lot of these questions for the World Cup are also kind of like, we don't know quite yet. We know a lot about the Club World Cup. Basically, everything on sale for the Club World Cup is on sale right now for the Club World Cup. So, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we pretty much have answered all questions here. I think we're good to go here with the package. So, get me hit. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you, TikTok, as well for joining. I'm going to go ahead and post this video right now on YouTube. I'm going to create the playlist. You can go ahead and check out the videos. Again, make sure you're following me on all socials. Subscribe to my YouTube. We're still going strong on trying to get those 4,000 watch hours as soon as possible. So in that way, we can monetize this channel as quickly as possible. And again, for those of you on TikTok, remember, this ban might still happen. So, we'll have to see, when that will happen and, how fast you need to migrate to my other platforms. Excuse me, trying to battle a sore throat here. So, final questions here. What's your prediction on who will win the Club World Cup? I opened up my bracket. Thank you for asking. There is a bracket challenge on FIFA.com for this tournament. It's open for you to join. I provided information on that on my TikTok and Instagram. So go check out my bracket challenge. If you join, you can win a prize package of $100 if you end up number 1 on the bracket challenge. So I picked Bayern Munich as the winner of the FIFA Club World Cup. Do I know anything about the Leagues Cup? Not really. Not really. Not at this point. There really has been a lot of information on the Leagues Cup. But yeah, join my bracket challenge. All right. You'll get to win a prize package valued at $100. You gotta make sure that you follow the instructions on the video that I provided, and we'll take it from there.